As we continue our coverage of Superstorm Sandy, we told you earlier that 3 northern New Jersey towns were flooded this morning, reportedly after a levee gave way. Hundreds of people are being evacuated.
It is one more problem for New Jersey Governor Christie to worry about. He's with us this morning. Governor, good morning.
Morning, Charlie. Good morning, Norah.
So report to us, please, how New Jersey is doing this morning and what is the size of the loss?
Well, Charlie, it's a major disaster in New Jersey. And, I've gone through Irene, the October snowstorm, the blizzard in 2010. This is by far the worst thing we've gone through. We have 2.4 million people, or households rather, without power. We have over 200 state roads closed. It wasn't actually a levee, it was a berm, and the berm was overwhelmed by the tidal surge that came up the Raritan Bay and the Newark Bay, the same one that's affecting New York City. We're in the midst of rescuing hundreds of people from Moonachie in Bergen County from their homes. Also involved in rescues last night in Sayreville in Middlesex County, rescuing people from their homes. Again, not with river flooding, but with a tidal surge from the bays. This is not even to mention what's happened on the Jersey coastline, which I think in the long run will be the part of the state that's the most devastated. You saw some of the scenes yesterday from up and down our coast. New Jersey, obviously, this is where it came on shore. I think the state of New Jersey took it in the neck worse than any other state, and it's going to take us a while to dig out from under, but we will dig out from under.
Many people just waking up to all the damage. Can you calculate how much loss there's been?
Not yet, Norah. I'm hoping to get up in helicopters this afternoon. We can't go up this morning. The winds are still in New Jersey, so between 30 and 50 miles an hour. So it's unsafe for us to go up in helicopters now. I'm hoping to do that this afternoon to survey the damage on the Jersey shore and then to move up to some of the flooding that we have in the northern part of the state. We obviously have Newark, New Jersey, the overwhelming majority of people without power in that city, a large number of people without power in Jersey City, all because substations around the Newark Bay have been flooded because of the tidal surge. So we have a lot of work to do. So assessing the damage right now, it's a little bit too early to tell. But let me just say this, it's going to be certainly more than Irene.
The level of cooperation between local, state, and federal has been exemplary?
Excellent. I was on the phone for the third time yesterday, last night with the President of the United States. He called me at midnight last night to check in on how things were going as he was seeing reports about how bad things were in New Jersey. He accelerated the major disaster declaration for New Jersey without the usual red tape. I can't thank the President enough for that, signed that this morning. And so I have to say this, the cooperation has been great with FEMA here on the ground at our intelligence center, and the cooperation from the President of the United States has been outstanding. He deserves great credit.
What's your worst fear at this moment?
My worst fear at this moment, Charlie, is loss of life for the people who have been flooded and the people who did not heed my warning to evacuate the coastline. And so we are now in the midst of having at least a dozen urban search and rescue teams fanned out across the state in the most affected areas and trying to make sure that anyone who is still in harm's way gets out of harm's way. That's my biggest concern. I have great sympathy and concern for those folks. I wish they had listened to the order, but they didn't. And now we got to go in and try, now that the sun has come up here in New Jersey, we need to go and try to rescue them. That's my biggest concern. The rest of it, Charlie, will be us digging out from under, and that's going to take some time and cost some money. But if we save lives, that's the one thing that's irreplaceable.
Governor, there are reports that 80% of Atlantic City underwater. You have been sharply critical of the mayor there, blaming him for the trapped residents. Is that how you feel again this morning?
Well, first off, Norah, yes, it is, but I have great sympathy, as I said, and concern for the people who listen to the wrong message in mixed messages. I signed an order ordering the evacuation of Atlantic City. For some reason, the mayor told folks that they could shelter in city shelters as a last resort. So when we sent 75 buses, New Jersey Transit buses, down to Atlantic City to move people out of there, and many people said to us, no, the mayor said we can stay here. I mean, those are the kind of mixed messages that, at their worst moment, can cost lives. And so I'm upset about it, but what I am is much more concerned for the folks who are still trapped in Atlantic City.
Governor, why do you think the mayor said that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know, Charlie. Listen, we ordered the evacuation of Atlantic City during Irene as well, and Irene did not have the devastation on the coastline that Sandy did. I don't know whether he thought that we were, being Chicken Little here, but we knew that this was a real potential problem, and I always err on the side of saving human lives. And so whether he thought that this was not going to happen, I don't know. But the fact is, everything the National Weather Service was telling us that this storm was going to land, and it was going to land very close to Atlantic City with unprecedented power. And so I don't know why he did what he did.
Governor Christie, we know how busy you and your team are this morning. We wish you all the best and thank you for your time.
Norah, Charlie, thank you very much, and we appreciate all the outreach we've gotten from other folks around the country. And New Jersey's a tough place. We'll dig out from under, and we'll be back.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.